Yo, Wagwan, Wagwan. This is the Sports Time Zone. Yours truly. Brought out know I'm saying out of the building. I got my producer in the building.
Cue the beat. What's good?
Yes, sir. And today we got special guests in the building. Y'all already know who my man is here, Pressure. My man Pressure is behind the scenes right now, but he's in the building. Pressure, salute to all of the people out there. Let them know you in the building.
Salute, what's good out there, good people? Hey, we gonna give y'all another banger. Be ready, it's going down.
That's right. That's right. Yo, y'all make sure before we even get started, make sure y'all hit that like, that share, that subscribe, and also follow us on Instagram, sportstime_zone. We're
Yes,
also
sir.
on Snapchat and we also on Facebook. So y'all make sure y'all show love. Also in the building, I got a special guest coming to us direct from the Miami Heat zone. One of the greatest sports podcasts online right now, breaking down everything Miami Heat, everything that is Miami, anything that y'all want to know about the Miami Heat. Y'all make sure y'all check out my man. And my man is in the building. Yo, Martel, welcome to the show once again, my brother. Thank you for being here with us again on the Sports Time Zone.
Yes, thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Also, before we get started, special salute to everybody that shows love to us. Gene Hennigan, KE Creations, they do excellent work. If y'all looking for logos, anything like that that y'all want to put on clothing or towels or anything, holla at KE Creations. They'll take care of you. Also, my man Joe Leo at goodlifeclothing.com. Independent, black owned, local, strong business owner doing his thing with the gear. He's got everything: hoodies, sweats. He got jeans. He got slacks. Anything you looking for the clothes, holla at goodlifeclothing.com. And my man Joe Leo will get you taken care of. Yo, we got a lit show for y'all today. Dope show. Yo, cue the beat, man. We about to do it today. This is it's heating up right now in the NFL, and it's also starting to heat up a little bit in the NBA. So we got a couple of
Yes,
things to
sir.
talk about today, man.
Yes,
First
sir.
and foremost, we're gonna talk a little bit about Jimmy Butler and the situation going on with my Miami Heat. Lord Jesus. We also gonna talk a little bit about Tyreek Hill and the situation going on with Miami Dolphins. Lord, it's a whole lot. We're gonna get into some of these NFL coaches that just got fired. We got my man Pressure with the blackface right now, but Pressure's coming through with his pressure points. Then we're gonna break down the NFL playoff brackets. And then, of course, we got our history player of the week that we always do. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into this situation since I got my man Martel in the building, Miami Heat expert extraordinaire. I've been waiting to have you on the show, and I appreciate you, Martel, for having me on your show over the weekend. We got history. This ain't your first time on the time zone, and it wasn't my first time dealing with you over there, but let's talk about the Jimmy Butler situation, man. A lot has been going on lately. I'm sure, unless you've been under a rock, for you viewers out there, Jimmy Butler has requested a trade from the Miami Heat. This has been going on back and forth between him and Pat Riley. Situation started brewing maybe a year or so ago when there was some friction and tension between the two of them. But right now, the Miami Heat don't look too good. Jimmy Butler has been suspended for 7 games, and he's right now, I think we're in game 3 of his suspension. And the Heat don't really look that great right now. The chemistry seems to be off. We're disjointed. We look like we're on a losing streak. So, Martel, since you're here with us, my question to you as a fellow Miami Heat fan, as we are the only 2 Miami Heat fans on the show right now, where did this whole situation start? Where did this mess start? What started this whole Jimmy and Pat Riley beef going on, and whose side are you on? If you're on any side at all, break it down to us and explain what's going on for those of us who don't know.
So I kind of see it from both sides. I mean, Jimmy Butler, he is an aging superstar. He's 35 plus years old. So Pat's looking like, well, how can I give you, maybe like $100+ million within the next 2 years, and I can't even really rely on you to be healthy. Now, this definitely started about a year or so ago when Pat Riley, he sat down with, Jimmy Butler and his agent and pretty much said, listen, you're missing a bunch of games. How can we get you to play more games going forward? But then this also has to be noted. Jimmy Butler said the Miami Heat have allowed him to be him. What I mean by that is he gets to go to different hotels and stay in all these other sections at the team. He's completely a leg away from the team. He gets certain privileges that LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh could never do when they were formed here in Miami as well. Obviously, Pat Riley's trying to accommodate to the modern NBA by letting Jimmy Butler do certain things. So once Pat sat down with Jimmy and his agent and pretty much made it clear that I need you to play more games, and he hasn't done so, on top of him running his mouth talking about, well, he would have done this and he would have done that during the playoffs that he missed due to that injury, it kind of really just started a whole spiral down effect between Jimmy wanting his money and then Pat Riley wanting him to play more games.
I'm with you on that, and I thought it was a little bizarre myself as we were watching the playoffs last year when Boston had took care of Miami and they beat our Heat, and Jimmy Butler was at a party. I don't know if he was sauced up, if he had a couple of drinks in his system. I don't know what it was that made him say that, but Jimmy came out and he was like, well, if I would have been playing, y'all know we would have beat Boston. Like, come on, Jimmy, you wasn't playing. So why would you even sit up here and talk about if you was playing, what would have happened? So in that effect, I'm with you on that. And I kind of feel Pat Riley when he was like, yo, if you ain't playing, you don't need to be saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason for you to even get into that or say anything. But in my mind, I'm thinking that this was just Jimmy starting to be a little disgruntled because, as I mentioned on your show, Jimmy Butler, for lack of better terms, kind of been carrying our boys. And when I say carry, I mean he has been the leading scorer on a team that somewhat has been overachieving. Nobody really expected us to make it to the NBA Finals 2 times since 2020, and then the conference finals 3 times within that span. So for him to be the best player on the team as far as scoring output and getting us to this point, I can understand him wanting more help, or I don't know what the conversation was behind closed doors, but I felt like Jimmy was a little disgruntled and he felt like he was putting forth more than what Pat Riley was giving him. So with that, I mean, I guess my next question on that is, do you think there's any truth to the fact that Pat Riley has a history of running off star players? Because remember, Martel, there was also situations with LeBron. He had a situation with Dwayne Wade. He had a situation, if you're really old school like me, with Tim Hardaway back in 98, 97. There was situations with Shaquille O'Neal, who is a part of our team as well. So you think there's any truth to the fact that Pat Riley sometimes butts heads with superstar players? And the second part to that question is, do you think players around the league are turned off by Pat Riley, and this is giving us a bad rep as to why we're not landing any big name free agents that want to come to Miami?
So yes and no. So let's start off with Shaq. I mean, Shaq, he was beefing with almost every single franchise that he went to. He was beefing with Kobe. This is what people have to understand, is that Pat Riley and the Miami Heat, they're going to hold you accountable. And I feel like a lot of these superstars, especially in this newer era, they do not want to be held accountable. All I'm saying is, Pat was really straightforward, like when it comes to Jimmy Butler and what he wants. Listen, I want you to play more games. Because even his last game, he took a one-legged 3 in the game. That's trolling, and that's you playing around, all because you can't get your way. And one thing I'm not going to do, which I see a lot of Miami Heat fans and I see a lot of NBA fans, is lying and capping for millionaires. You're telling me that you're making $48.8 million a year. You're making $500,000 plus a game, and you can't go out there and go hustle? Don't get me wrong. Pat Riley did fail the Miami Heat. They did not build around Jimmy and Bam properly. Also, too, they have bad roster construction and bad asset management. So what I mean by that is we've had no reliable 4 that's above 6'5" next to Bam, and we've had no reliable backup 5 behind Bam. So then not only does Bam have to do everything in terms of grabbing rebounds and blocking shots, we have no point of attack defenders because Tyler Hero, he's getting blown by. Then you have Duncan Robinson.
He's a doormat. He's a defensive doormat. Go ahead.
He is literally guarding 1 through 5, and there's no one in the NBA that can guard Kyrie, turn around and then go guard Joel Embiid, and then turn around and then go guard Anthony Edwards. There is no one in the NBA that can do what Bam Adebayo is doing. Now, in terms of running away off players, like I said, Shaq, he was beefing with everybody. And guess what? If you're telling me that Pat Riley demands people to be in shape and you're crying and moaning about it, then why are you in the NBA? You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, all they're doing is holding people accountable. The whole D-Wade situation, that is actually probably the biggest travesty that the Miami Heat have ever done, because you're telling me that you put a statue in front of the stadium with this guy and he's not in your front office?
Yeah.
That all comes down to the greediness of Mickey Arison. Think about it. How is he not even a part owner and you're going to build a statue of the guy?
He had to go to Utah to become part
I'm
owner.
telling you right now, we would have had more either stars or all-star-like players if D-Wade was in the front office. Because a lot of people love D-Wade. Everybody came to the Miami Heat because of D-Wade, including LeBron James and Chris Bosh. So outside of maybe D-Wade, I don't really see him running off people like that. Because like I said, he was demanding that Shaq be in shape. There's really nothing wrong with that. And even right now, Pat Riley told Jimmy he didn't say he wasn't going to pay him. He's just saying, I can't pay you right now. Why do I have to extend you right now? And you're making $48.8 million. And next season, he could technically opt into $52 million. So what on earth is Jimmy Butler crying about? What is he crying about? Because all I'm hearing is money, and he wants his money, but all I'm hearing is $52 million. What is he crying about?
Yeah, if it's about money, then Jimmy don't really have a leg to stand on. And that's no pun for his one-legged three. But I will also say this. Pat Riley is not completely in the clear. And shout out to TZ Dave. Salute, TZ. Welcome to the show. My co-host Dave in the building. Shout out to TZ. TZ, just to fill you in, we're talking a little bit about the situation between Pat Riley and Jimmy Butler, this whole little beef that's going on between them. I want to call Pat Riley to the carpet. Let's look at some of the moves that Pat Riley has made over the last, 4 or 5 years of him being the president. Now, he's been the president of basketball operations in Miami since he left New York. Since he came from the New York Knicks in the early 90s, he's been in this position. But as of late, here's some of the key moves that Pat Riley has made, which I think has put us into this position where Jimmy can say, I don't really have no help. Number one, we give Duncan Robinson $90 million to forget how to shoot three-pointers. Number two, we bring Kyle Bubble Butt Lowry down here to come and eat snacks on South Beach and watch his weight fluctuate up and down. First, he's the Goodyear blimp. Now he's skinny like Chris Rock. Then he's the Goodyear blimp. Then he's Biggie. Then he comes back down to Skinny Mini. Now again, he's Big Pun. Now he wants to come back down, and now he's the size of Glorilla. He just fluctuated. Kyle Lowry, and so did his game. Kyle Lowry would give us something when he wouldn't. Aging superstar. I'm not too mad at the Tyler Hero thing, but when he first gave Tyler Hero $100 and something million when Tyler Hero on an average was missing 20 to 30 regular season games a season. Since he's come into the league, Tyler Hero has averaged missing at least 30 games, at least 20 to 30 games a season. We let Gabe Vincent walk away. We let Caleb walk away. We bring back Kevin Love. No disrespect. God bless his soul. Kevin Love, I love you. But it almost looks like Pat Riley likes to try to bring in people that are past their prime that we can get for a discounted rate and try to squeeze every bit of play out of them. Like, we want to get every inch and every ounce of play out of these players who are clearly past their prime. What do you say to some of the moves that Pat Riley has been making? And I'm going to let TZ Dave touch on that as well. But go ahead, Martell, on that, and then I'm going to pass the rock over to TZ.
So the problem is that comes down to bad asset management, because the problem is that when you're giving out all these contracts, plus people forget, that we just stopped paying guys like Luol Deng and Chris Bosh like 2-3 years ago. So there's a lot of things, and we haven't even, listen, people don't talk about that. We don't talk about the tragedy of us losing Chris Bosh, because can you imagine Chris Bosh, obviously maybe like a few years ago with this Miami Heat team, people just forget about him completely. But especially like when it comes down to bad asset management, we're out here giving away first and second round picks to get off players. So then now when you're trying to compare like roster for roster and try to get guys on the roster, you can't, because not only do you have a high payroll, because you're right, we made Duncan Robinson. We are the ones who saved him from the YMCA. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, but that's what the shooters rate go for. Not him. What did he prove outside of the bubble for us to give him $90 million? Now, the contract now is okay, but in the moment and these past 2 to 3 years, it's been a disaster because we can't even get off the contract. Same thing with Tyler Hero. You're absolutely right. We could have waited one more year to pay Tyler Hero. And a guy like him, where he's missing games left and right and he's unreliable, you have to make these guys work. You got to make these guys be hungry, and you got to make sure that these guys are out on the floor playing and actually available before you just sign them up. And that's kind of what they're doing with Jimmy Butler. And I see that they're actually, learning from their mistakes by not giving guys like Hassan Whiteside $90 million, Tyler Johnson $100 million. Absolutely ridiculous, absolutely bad roster construction. But guess what? Hopefully we can learn from our mistakes. But in terms of giving, just Jimmy help, I think he had help. It's just that a lot of things didn't go our way. And real quick, because I don't want to rant, but guys like Dragic went down like in the bubble. I'm telling you right now, if the Miami Heat were healthy in 2020, they beat the Lakers because Jimmy Butler took them to 6 by himself with no starting point guard and no center. So you're telling me that Bam Adebayo goes down and Dragic, and you still go to 6 games?
Yeah.
Then we have
Q to
people
beat.
like,
We took your Lakers, Q. In the bubble, we took your Lakers 6 games with a hobbled Jimmy Butler, with a Goran Dragic, who was basically not there because he was injured, and we still took y'all boys to 6 games. I'm gonna let you say something on that, but TZ, go ahead and jump in. What are your thoughts on this whole Jimmy Butler and Pat Riley situation? Whose side are you on from an outside perspective, from a non-Heat fan's perspective? What do you say to this?
Man, trade Jimmy Butler. It's time. Like, he don't want to be there. Pat Riley making all these excuses. Just like Martell said, bad roster management, no talent. And you got a Hall of Famer coach out there, and he out there coaching JV.
Yeah.
You got Eric Spoelstra out there coaching JV. They got 2 players right now, but they not consistent. They blew out. Trade Jimmy Butler now.
Yeah, I'm definitely. You know what? I'm with that because he's disgruntled. You don't want to have disgruntled employees in your business. I don't care what line of business you in. If he's disgruntled and he don't want to be there, go ahead and let him go.
I agree.
That's what I'm on. You agree to that too, Q? How do you feel about that, Q?
Yeah, I think they should go ahead and trade him. Hey, he's like at the end of his years anyway, so how long is he gonna play? So he might as well go ahead and get traded to the Rockets or something like that. Come on back home to Houston and retire playing with the Rockets or somebody. Let him go. Y'all got to rebuild in Miami. I think it's time to start over. Tyler Hero experiment is done. Duncan Robinson, that's over, bro. Like, Bam is the only person y'all really got relying on right now. Y'all just pretty much got to focus around Bam. Try to get some players around him. He the last hope for y'all, really.
Man, where is the emergence of some of these young players like Haskins and Haysmith and like where is they emergence at?
No, I'm with you. Jaime Jaquez, he looked real promising early. Like as a rookie, he looked great. I thought he was actually on his way on the incline. He was actually supposed to be a part of the trade for Dame, but Pat Riley was adamant about not trading him and not wanting to include him in any trade for Dame. So, yeah, I get it. Our young players are probably not developing the way that we want them to. I am liking what I see with Khalil Ware and our point guard as well. But Martell, what do you say to Dave in the development program that we so proudly used to bold and brag about? Miami Heat development. We develop the best players. We take nothing and make something out of it. Why hasn't that really been showing so much over the last year or so?
Because they ran with it for too long. You know what I mean? I think that like when you look at guys like Gabe Vincent and Max Strus and all these guys, Kendrick Nunn, that's great. But if you're telling me that you could replicate that over a 5-year span, which they almost have, but at the end of the day, talent is talent. I think just the biggest thing outside of the whole rookie development is size. You're telling me that you can't get a 4 to put next to Bam that is above 6'5"? You're telling me that you can't get a reliable backup 5? We haven't had real size since Kelly Olynyk in the bubble 2020. If you're telling me it's only because of the success that we had with 2 NBA finals, 3 Eastern Conference finals, plus you're right, we did overachieve because nobody would ever have thought that we would have been there. But Pat Riley used that like as an excuse because even right now, it's coming out that, oh, well, we still think that we can compete even without Jimmy Butler. That's foolishness. That is absolutely foolishness. Pat Riley sat up there the other day on a podcast and said that he has a hard time trading players. Aren't you in charge of actually building up this roster? What do you mean you have a hard time trading players? That don't make no sense. That's like someone that says, oh, well, you know, well, I work at the sneaker store, but I can't sell shoes. Why are you there? I don't understand that. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. So I don't know if he's being senile. Because right now he's like
100 years old, Martell.
I don't want Joe Biden. I want old Pat Riley back. I don't want Joe Biden.
He on that Jerry
Jones stuff.
That's what I said on your show.
I do not want Joe Biden. I want old Pat Riley back immediately. And if it was any other GM that failed to put talent around their team year after year, we almost went to the NBA Finals 3 times. We were one Jimmy Butler 3 away from going to the NBA Finals 3 times.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And you don't make any significant improvements to the roster. But like I was saying before, a lot of things happened to us throughout those runs. Tyler Hero breaking his hand, Jimmy Butler season-ending injury, and the fact that we were still able to do, because there's no other superstar in the NBA that could have done what Jimmy Butler did with that ragtag crew of undrafted guys, Tyler Hero in and out of the lineup, missing 40 games last year, and only with Bam Adebayo half-assing it out there on offense.
Facts.
There's no other superstar that could have done that. Tatum, bro, listen, LeBron James couldn't even have done that. With that ragtag crew? Hell no. No one is taking Gabe Vincent and Max Strus to the NBA Finals besides Jimmy Butler.
Which I think gives even more credence to Jimmy's argument. Like, look at what I've done with.
But like I said, there's no excuse. There's no excuse for him not to be on the court right now. Like I said, any Heat fan or any NBA fan that says, oh, well, this, that, no, he needs to be on the court. We are not going to lie and cap for millionaires. They have to be on that court. You have guys like Zion who he can't put down the oxtail pizza. He can't put down the gumbo. That's why he's out. You have guys like Ben Simmons who's claiming mental health and all these other issues. Why aren't you on the court playing basketball? These guys don't love the game.
And they getting all these millions, bro. And not
all these
playing.
millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler stood up there and lied to NBA TV and said that he has no joy. When you have people around the world right now working overtime, triple time, all types of crazy hours, okay, to take care of their family, and this man, he's lying and capping, talking about he ain't got no joy in basketball. Meanwhile, he's opening up coffee shops in Miami. He's riding on horses in commercials. He's playing dominoes. He's sniffing coffee. He's doing everything. Okay? And all Pat Riley wants him to do is be on the court and be available. Last year he missed a game, and then when you look, he's at a tennis tournament. So we thought that you were sick the whole time you're at a tennis tournament. This is the foolishness that is going on in the NBA. And like I said, there's no way you're making $500,000 plus a game and you're not on the court talking about you ain't got no joy. That is the nastiest lie that I've ever heard.
If I gotta go to work, you gotta go to work, nigga. Get your ass up and go to work, Jimmy
Good
Butler.
stuff. No, but Martell, man, you just preached right there a whole sermon, yo. Salute to you on that one, man. I don't want to spend too much time on Jimmy, but those of you in the comments, y'all drop in the comments. How do y'all feel? Y'all rocking with Jimmy? Are you rocking with Pat? Or, a little bit of both? Let us know how y'all feel about that and drop it in the comments. And, let us know. Give us some feedback. Now, let's switch gears a little bit now. We're going to stay in Miami, though. We're going to stay in the 305, but we're going to go over to another sport. Let's go over to football. Now, ironically, right after Jimmy Butler requested a trade and this whole debacle blew up, the Miami Dolphins season just ended. And TZ, I don't know if you saw this, but they interviewed Tyreek Hill after the last game and asked him about his future with the Dolphins. And he straight up, he ain't hold nothing back. He was like, I'm out. And then threw up the peace sign. Saying he's out. So I guess now Tyreek is saying he wants out of there. What are your thoughts? Give me something, TZ, on this whole Tyreek Hill situation, wanting to leave out of the Miami Dolphins. How do you feel about that, TZ?
Man, I feel like it's the best for him. It's the best situation. I mean, I feel what he's saying on the terms of he feel like he's not getting the ball enough and he's not at that standard he was back then with the Chiefs.
Of course you gonna say that because you a Chiefs fan.
When you think about it,
we're going for that Tracy.
Right. When you think about it, half of the season he didn't have his main quarterback. He playing with a backup. He's not
Yeah.
getting the most targets he's supposed to get. He's not getting looked at. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, it was kind of all thrown off. Like, I feel like Tua getting hurt kind of threw the rhythm off of the team and kind of like failed the inconsistency. And
Yeah.
I feel Tyreek here. I would probably want to leave too. I mean, we're not winning. He should have just stayed with the Chiefs. That's how I'm always just feel anyway.
Of course, I was waiting for you to say that. I was waiting for you to say that because I knew it was
And
coming.
he was about to get the money. All he had to do was wait. He was getting the money. And he just wanted to be paid now. And look where it ended him in a bad situation. And we going for that Tracy now while he at the crib.
That Tracy.
Killing.
That Tracy.
But with the money,
It's all.
with the money, he was never gonna get the bag that he got anywhere else. Period. There was no
Right.
need for me to pay you that. And
He was about to get
the,
like 30 mil. He was about to get
the
like an extra
Chiefs-
30 mil.
you said what?
He was about to get extra like 30 mil on top of that deal.
Hey, Beach know how to work
I
deals,
don't know
man.
about that. I
Beach
don't know
know how to
about
work
that.
deals, bro.
And the Chiefs got a first, a second, 2 4s. They got a 6.
Yeah, we got rich off of that.
Yeah, like there's no reason for me to keep you. And he's tripping about he's not getting his targets, whatever. In 22, he had 119 catches, 23, 119. This year, he had 88. He would have
Right,
broke
the lowest
100.
output. This has been his lowest output. Pressure.
Right, but he would have broke 100 if Tua would have been there. And he would have broke 1,000 yards this year. But he's been getting locked up. Keep it
So-
real.
so
He's
you-
a one-trick pony.
Make sure you
Nah.
He is
took
a
him.
one-trick
disagree.
pony.
We took him. No, we
If
took
he's
him.
not getting,
I disagree.
if he's not getting the quick bubble smoke screen, he's going deep, and he's been locked up. That is on you, and you knew good and well.
I disagree.
You knew good and well when you left KC that you weren't going to be competing. And outside of KC, you got the Bills, you got the Ravens. You're not going to win in Miami. Period.
Okay.
You
Hold on.
wanted the money. You got the money. You sit there and you take it.
Okay, hold on. Now, Martell, I want you to chime in on this situation with
He's
Tyreek
agreeing
Hill,
with me.
Tua, the Dolphins. Chime in and then cue the beat. I want you to come in right after Martell. But Martell, go ahead.
So I am not the biggest, just football fan, but you guys tell me like if I'm lying or not. And this is just from the small stuff that I even look at. All I'm saying is that man Tyreek sat up there and told another nasty lie. This man said that Tua is the best quarterback. He pretty much said he's the best quarterback in the NFL. And then now all of a sudden, oh well, now I gotta go. You know how many passes he dropped?
Yeah.
You know how many passes he dropped, and he wants to talk about, well, they weren't targeting me. How many balls did you drop?
He did have a lot of drops. He had a lot of
drops. And you're supposed to be him. So how on earth is Tua now the best quarterback, but then now all of a sudden now you want to go because people holding you accountable?
Well, sometimes when you have a talent that's that great as Tyreek Hill, similar to the situation with AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts, you sometimes, even if he's covered pressure, you gotta force it in there. Pause. Even if he's covered, you've got to force it to players of that caliber. When you got a superstar talent.
No, but the thing is that you can't talk and run your mouth talking about, I've had a good time in Miami and we're not winning and, I have to focus on my career, and you're dropping major passes. You see what I'm saying? You can't have it both ways. You said that Tua was this great quarterback, okay? And then even when Tua wasn't there, you were dropping crucial passes. That's on you. You got to stand on that.
Your team?
And then that too,
you quit on your team, bro.
These guys quitting on their team, bro. That's why Jimmy should be out there quitting on the team. Then you have this man Tyreek Hill sitting up here lying and capping, talking about, I gotta go. They're quitting on the team, bro. Bro, these guys don't love the game like that anymore, bro. Listen, all they want to do is just get paid and make excuses.
Yep. That's why he should have stayed his ass at Kansas City, because that would never have happened here.
He could have had that Tracy.
Go ahead.
But
it wouldn't have happened. And then, and here's the thing, though.
That whole organization from top to bottom, like with the Dolphins, needs to be torn down immediately. None of those
Yeah.
guys have any dogs. There's no heart in any of that team whatsoever.
Starting
That
from
whole team
ownership.
down,
I think it's
from Rick
start- I think
Greer
it starts with
all the
coach.
way down needs to be
Yeah.
ripped
The
down.
coach too. Thank you, TZ.
Coach,
And he-
the coach with those funny
It starts with
sneakers, he gotta go.
McDaniels. He got to get the deuces.
No,
He gotta go.
thank you. He needs to be on the deuces list. He on coke. He's a recovering alcoholic. Yeah, this is the sports time zone. I'm gonna tell it like it is. He out there on South Beach sniffing coke off a stripper's titties, and then he want to go and get ripped up at the bar with the players. He's hanging out with the players. How you chilling with how you going to the club with your starting defensive back? Y'all up in the club chilling together. They having drinks. They banging chicks together. Like
They don't
all
love
of
the
this
game.
madness. Like, yo, come on. You supposed to be the coach. You ain't supposed to be out there banging chicks with the players. You ain't supposed to be out there doing lines of coke all up in
That's
South
bad,
Beach.
man. That's
Living
bad
your best
leadership,
life.
especially as a coach. Bad leadership.
Exactly.
They don't love the game, man. And then
Yeah,
Tua
yeah.
next. He's next. He got to go immediately. Listen,
Because
like
Tua should have.
they should have
Tua
never
should've
paid
came
that
back.
man.
He shouldn't have came back. I'm with you, Pressure.
And
Tua
I was
should
never
not have
sold
come
on him
back.
anyway.
Because this is where the Dolphins made a mistake. How on earth you draft a guy that has a hip injury? I just don't understand that. If you're telling me that you're going to go in the draft and then you get a guy with a hip injury, and then on top of that, he cannot protect himself. He knows that every single time that he gets a hard hit, his hands are going to be like this. So why on earth do you keep on leading with your head game after game after game? You are not Lamar Jackson, my man. You're not Lamar. You cannot run. And if you run, you need to slide. So you're telling me that my $100+ million quarterback is running around and he doesn't know how to protect himself, and we're losing games?
That's crazy. And I see
And he's
you
made out of glass.
Because his hip hurt.
That Crescende
And guess
Crescende
what?
says-
Hip hurts again. That's
Yeah.
exactly why they should have never have drafted a quarterback that needs to drop back with hip problems.
Yeah. He can't. He
Crescende
got to dive
says-
forward because of his hip.
Hey, hold up, real quick in the chats. I just want to make sure we stay active with the chats. Crescende says, "Let that man be great. He can live minus the coke." See, it's no secret. Everybody in Miami know that Coach McDaniel is on that powder. Everybody
I
know
didn't even know this.
he
I
be
didn't even
too.
know that.
Yeah, I told y'all boys on this show. I told y'all he was on coke.
Yeah,
You can see
he
it in his
said it.
eyes. You can
And
see
I
it.
believed him.
You can see
Hey,
it.
but I agree with y'all, but I disagree with it. Tyreek Hill is not a one-trick pony. They
Go
triple
ahead.
teaming that
Speak
boy.
on it.
It's not that
Speak
he's a
on it.
one-trick
They-
pony, but don't come up here
They
and try to
triple teaming
out
that
the
boy
team.
every play.
He
and
is.
you're lying and capping when you drop passes.
They're
All
not
you gotta
triple
do
teaming
is-
that boy
he
like
has
that.
dropped that.
Is put two back on him because he always plays his long plays.
But that's what they do. They've been doubling him for the last couple of years. They put their
But
best,
that's dangerous,
they
though.
put their
If I
best
gotta
defensive
double
back
you-
on him,
Yeah.
and then they always keep a safety on top of him. So no matter where he is on the field, he's got two guys coming at him. No
Tell
matter
that to
what.
Justin Jefferson. Tell
which
that
is-
to
which is
CeeDee
dangerous.
Lamb. What are you
If you
Yeah,
talking
that's
about?
to Jamar Chase though.
If you got a quarterback,
say
they supposed
that to
eat that
Jamar
shit up.
Chase. You just making excuses, bro.
But none of them are as fast as Tyreek Hill.
That dude is
Yeah.
a one-trick pony, like I said. He's
He
not
is,
a complete
he might be
receiver.
He might be the fastest receiver though in the league.
He
But
is
he's not a
he's the
complete
fastest
receiver.
player. He's the fastest player in the NFL.
He's not a complete receiver.
So what you think he missing? Pressure? Were they more dominant catches?
Yeah,
Like,
he's
like
not
it's
going to
not-
go over there and get the physical catches. He's not in there looking for that contact. He's not going to go in there and snatch that thing like CD, Jettas,
Stop.
Chase.
Stop.
6'3",
He don't got that in
six-
him.
He 5'9", bro.
He do
can't
got heart,
go
though.
up
I
there
know
and
he
get
got
like that,
heart.
bro.
He's
got
a
heart.
small
He
guy. He's 5'9".
If
What do
he
you
had
want from a
heart, he wouldn't
5'9"
quit on his team.
Yeah, like he
But
not.
that's
He,
just-
can't- he don't have.
He's
no
in a
time.
bad situation on the team. The team is.
If you have heart, you have enough pride, you have enough wherewithal in yourself to go out there and put your best foot forward. I'm
I
getting
agree.
paid an exorbitant amount of money to play a game. The least I can do is honor it.
So you think he
That's
went
why.
on-
That's why I trade him. Trade him, and I guarantee you, where he goes next, it'll be a different story.
But
Don't
we're
let
not
him go to the
obligated.
bench.
We're not obligated to trade him.
For
We
2
can.
years,
I mean, he's under
and then
contract.
You're
I'm
not
right back
obligated.
there, oh, I gotta go.
You're not obligated, but are you gonna keep him? If he don't want to be there, you gonna keep him?
Well, that's the thing. According to the reports I just got today from the owner says he had a meeting with Tyreek and he was singing a whole different tune. He's saying that he
Because
loves
he
it
be
in Miami.
trolling.
He
Oh,
doesn't
yeah,
want to
that's
go anywhere. But
He be trolling sometimes. Like that nigga just be saying shit.
ain't no way you saying that on the media, and then when it's private behind the scenes, actually talking money and your deal,
Yeah.
and the opposite.
you saying something completely different. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with Tyreek Hill on that. Tua, I agree with you, Martell. Tua, he's probably got to go. I agree with all of you guys. Tua is not the guy. I love Tua, but he's too injury prone. He got the hip thing going on. His head is made out of jelly. He gets a concussion every time he puts on a baseball cap. Like he can't do anything without getting injured or hurt. So yeah, with all that being said, I'm with most of you guys on the panel with that. Now, before we switch gears again, no, I just wanted to first off, I appreciate you, Martell, for taking the time out to come on the show and be a part of this. I know you got to run, but before you run, give us a few parting words and also let the people know how they can find you on your platform. Tell us a little something about where they can find you if they want to look for you on the Miami Heat Zone.
Yeah, so I'm on the Miami Heat Zone podcast on YouTube. We are always holding players accountable, whether it's the Miami Heat or the NBA point blank period. Like I said, Jimmy Butler, as soon as his 7-game suspension comes back, you might not agree with Pat, but I cannot blame Pat for not giving you a raise for something that you have not done yet. They gave this man $150 million after the bubble extension, no questions asked. So all I'm asking you to do is go out there and go lead your team. The team might not be what you want. We might be a little bit ass, but it is what it is. We all have jobs that we have to do, and we all have contracts that we have to fulfill. Hopefully we can turn it around. Same thing with Tua. Get that man out of here. They got to tear that team down from the top to the bottom. You have guys like Tyreek Hill dropping passes, coming up on ESPN and lying about it. So at the end of the day, guys, listen, the Miami Heat franchises right now, or I said, these Miami Heat teams, they're in shambles, but it is what it is. We will rise again. Hopefully, Pat Riley can get it together. Make sure that you guys also subscribe on this platform. Make sure that you guys get them to 3,000 subscribers.
Yes.
Thank you guys for all the support, and thank you guys for having me on the show.